Good morning, everybody, and welcome to this astonishing scene playing out here at the hyena den. Fawn is in the hole. So please do communicate with us. Talk to us about. We've been learning so many new things over the last few days. Hashtag Safari Live if you're on the Twitter, or questions at WildEarthTV if you're on the email. We're going to stay here, I think, for quite a lot of them if we can. The hyenas are just behind us now, so we will stick the camera back on them when we can. Otherwise, it is a glorious morning, about 15 degrees Celsius, 59 degrees Fahrenheit, and so relatively chilly at this time of the for this time of the year. Brian is dressed in about 7 jackets and 4 buffs, but that's because he feels the cold terribly. 4 other people knocking about the place as we gear up for the big cat week. Just remember that today's show, I'm afraid, for our regular internet audience is only going to be half an hour long, at least an hour long, and we then have to go to our full sort of dress rehearsals for the big cat week stuff. So please bear with us for that. We do appreciate your patience. Mostly we appreciate the time that you give us on a daily basis. So please bear with us as we go towards those practices. And of course, during actual Big Cat Week, which starts on Friday, SafariLive.com.
I've got Jean-Ray on camera. We haven't even walked 500 meters yet this morning. We've come across a small breeding herd of elephants that I'd love to show you. And we're just going to sneak up to this nice big marula tree. We're in a very open area, so it's quite safe to view a breeding herd, but we are going to keep our distance. There they go, they're moving through the open area. They've just been feeding slowly, a very small breeding herd. And off they go. So we're going to...
Very, very definite hierarchies. Right. And that's what's going on here. And I think that I'm not sure who's what or how in that little grouping. We did see the matriarch earlier. She's a very scabby looking female. She's got her hips are sticking out. She's definitely the oldest. She's got a big scar on her back. Her ears look like they've gone through a combine harvester. And so she's around here. She's definitely the highest ranking. I think that the youngster on the top there of the mound, which we'll show you just now, there you go. I think that's the 6-month-old daughter of the matriarch, so I think she will inherit her mother's status, of course. Engaging in any of the rough and tumble at the moment. She was just now, but she seems to have calmed down on that front now. So that's how the hierarchy is in this particular clan. These ones will be a varying different... Something's given them a bit of a fright. She will disappear down the hole to where the new cub is. Oh, there's a lion. Brian, there's a lion just behind us. 3 lions. 3 lions right here. This is unbelievable. Look at that. 3 lions. Who are they? There's at least 1 male there. Young male. It looks like 1 male and 2 females. This is fantastic. Brian is now at an oblique angle to the calf. We don't want to move. Let's just wait and see what happens. They were marking territory to see what happens. One of the young hyenas, I'll keep talking you through it, is still watching. But the youngster and the very little cub have disappeared in. And one of the things we read last night that Steph and I were discussing is that hyenas will not wait to defend. So the adults will just disappear from this den. They'll run away. They'll leave the youngsters in the hole for as long as it takes the lions to disappear. I don't know who these lions are. Marking territory, they're definitely marking. So here comes one of the lionesses. They're not afraid of the hyenas. The hyenas are now scarpering behind us. You can get one of them there, Brian, I think. And here come the lions. Here they come. So we've got 3 lions, just to reiterate. Looks like 2 lionesses. She's calling. She's calling gently to look for others. Now the hyenas, the distance between them is probably about 30 meters, 90 feet, almost 100 feet. There are the hyenas. They're not going to wait to hang around, and these lions are investigating. There's a very scraggly young male here. Here they come back, the hyenas are coming back. They've assessed the threat. We've had 7 hyenas here today and 3 lions. Remember, some of these are very young hyenas. This is unbelievable. That's a rallying call. It's echoing through the woodland. Here comes another one from behind the lions. Right in the middle here. They're coming, they're surrounding the lions now. They're geeing each other up, they're rallying the call. There's another one coming just right next to the door here. I don't know if you can hear over the call of the hyena, but the lions are going. They are so close to each other. The lion is now lying down here. Now, of course, the lions have to assess the threat now. They've got into a very defensive posture, backside to backside. They don't want to expose themselves, but why they haven't just disappeared, I don't know. I can't move everybody. Sorry about the aerials. The antennae. The lions are, what, Brian? Maybe 1.5 meters, 2 meters behind us. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable. They are lying maybe 2 meters from us. 7 feet. The hyenas and lions are now 10 meters apart. The lions may well charge. They are not afraid, these hyenas. They know they're fast enough to get away if they have to. But if the lions get hold of one of them, they will definitely kill them. What I really don't want is them to be too close to the car when those lions come. So that hole there is where the young hyena lives. And you saw the 6-month-old daughter of the matriarch go down in there. It has not re-emerged. So these are the adults, and these are 2 males here in front of us. They're a little bit smaller.
Well, I'm a little bit envious, to be honest. It sounds like you've just seen some amazing stuff with James there. Good morning. It's a lovely morning here in Africa. Sun is just up. We've got an eye in the sky. You're going to see a little bit about what's going on around us as well. And it's going to be a fantastic day. I just love this view. To see it like this is just fantastic. Beautiful sunrise this morning, golden. Bit of dust just up ahead. We're approaching some buffalo. We saw them early this morning with where the safari tent is, which is just there actually. Safari tent to our left, buffalo to the right, sunset to the front, and a little bit sort of at a skew angle towards the back. Amazing at the hyena den with those 3 lionesses as well. Very curious which lionesses they might be. We're going to find that out. We've got a beautiful morning ahead of us. Where the buffalo gone? I see their dust, so they must have just moved. Morning guys, there's the safari tent. Hello. Early morning there. Wow, that's actually full. Guys, well, let me just pay attention here. My name is Peter Pretorius. It's nice to have you on drive with us. Liam, always nice to have you on camera. Tara, Nikki, Alex, everyone in control, and it's brilliant having the drone up there. Apart from giving you a fantastic view, this buffalo moved a little bit, and they can actually let me know exactly where the buffalo are from me. So down the line, I think we'll still use this drone for tracking and all kinds of purposes. Also, Andrew flies that thing now like it's a little hummingbird in and out of everything. So brilliant way to see what's going on around us. Didn't look like a very big breeding herd. We'll have a proper look now, but in the region of about 60-70 buffalo was my estimate when we saw them earlier. Let's have a quick look, but I'm sure we might at any second jump back to those lionesses to be specific if anything happens there. It's always great when the morning starts like that, when you've got one thing happening and then the next. It tends to be this sort of rhythm to it, I guess. Normally when the day starts busy, it can be quite a busy morning in terms of the general game drive. Those lionesses, keep in mind, they're not after the hyena. They've purely found the den, and that's where we've got all that interaction, vocalization and scent marking going on. It might well be that the reason for those the reason for those lionesses being at the hyenas is that they were following the scent or the sound or the smell of these buffalo. You should actually have a look for me from where you're looking now. You can get a rough estimate. I'm guessing here maybe close to 100. 80 to 100 would be a good guess. I can't see the front end of the herd. They've moved into the thick stuff. They had a drink last night at Gari Waterhole sometime, and these guys are slowly moving into the thickets. There's good grazing for them. I'm on maybe a few more even. I'm now looking in the distance there. Guys, with these buffaloes going to feed it, definitely very, very close eye on what they do, and obviously keep a very close eye on those lionesses in case they head this way. And I think for now, maybe let's get back to those lionesses. I'm
almost bit one of the lions on the bottom, and she let the hyena come up to within a meter of her. Then they've kind of melted in the bush, and I think organized surrounding the lions on the bottom, and she let the hyena come up to within a meter of her. Then they've kind of melted in the bush, and I think organized surrounding perimeter. The lions have now settled and seem to be there. Look at him, he's just stood up there. I mean, he really is a fairly unimpressive example of lionhood at the moment, possibly because he hasn't eaten much. Back. And Diane, I think your assertion that they might
Copy. Het is nog een ander geweest om maar inzicht te zien, hè. Sorry, man. Goedemorgen. Is dat niet zo in die auto?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not like far from the mast.
No.
Elizar, if you go, when you get to Voitele access now, just hook a right and then go to Zoe's and take that road that goes along the edge of quarantine.
Okay.
And between that and quarantine, that little clump of thick stuff on the left.
Okay. Alrighty, enjoy it. I'm sure those hyenas will come back as well.
Yeah.
Enjoy it.
See you later.
Bye, DMP.
Well, morning everyone. Welcome back. You picked a good time for it. So I've just got the game drive talking here as well. A little bit of technical sort of things to figure out there, but all good for now again. And beautiful bit of bonding there. That's the adult lioness and the young male lion. Not to surprise you too much from when you left to now, James has just headed back more towards a sort of safari tent direction. See if he can catch up with this elephant. Or some elephant that there's the same little herd that Brent had earlier on this morning. His lines have moved a little bit. We're probably about 60-80 yards now from the hyena den, 50-60 meters, 80 meters maybe. And it's just that from a broadcast point of view, it seems that the vehicle we're in is performing a little bit better here, so that's why we've changed around. I know there's no exact consensus yet, but since we drove in here, VM, who likes the lions in this area a lot, he immediately thought it's the Ximhungwe pride, and this looks correct. Sub-adult male, sub-adult female, adult female. Little sort of almost nomadic little pride. Let's stick with them. I just need to talk to the game drive vehicles very quickly. Chris, you copy? Okay, now I just want to give an update. These in Gala now heading across Gallagher shortcut opposite the hyena, then turn off into Statina, so we're staying with them. Off they go. Very, very tricky terrain they're going into. This whole block towards our left. Very challenging terrain for us to get through, but I'm sure we'll make a plan. You can see they're not moving fast, they're moving nice and slow. They are very lean. If I had to guess it, I would say they haven't eaten for at least 4 or 5 days, and maybe even then whatever they'd eaten wouldn't have been something very big. Pride this size won't be hunting things like buffalo. Many reasons behind it. Partly just that there's not many of them. I mean, effectively you've got one adult lioness, those 2 sub-adults. They could start helping to hunt now, but they're not very experienced. She's scent marking there, which is interesting. It's purely because they're not a big pride and they're sort of moving through other pride areas. But I think the scent marking might be related to that scent marking activity you saw earlier at the hyena den, and it could be partly because of the hyenas. Elise, Lucy, and I'm sure many people wondering what's going on. We've all fallen in love with that little hyena pup, small one. Sorry guys. Excuse me, sorry. I wanted to say I want to sneeze. Guys, sorry if I'm not paying 100% attention to your questions. I just want to see if we can get in here. I don't want to lose these lions. Quite thick terrain. But yeah, guys, nothing after that. Pretty much just before lost you this side. The lionesses moved off. So they scent mark there, they've done their thing, but no injuries to anyone or no upsets to everyone. Just another day in the bush. The lionesses are moving on. There's that kudu alarm call. There you can hear it again, a little barking sound. They've seen the lionesses. But as I was saying, they are looking rather lean. So I'd be surprised if they're going to try a little bit of a hunt. Although the kudus are not on the menu now, they've seen the lion. So sort of flush of a mane that's starting. And yeah, they're looking quite lean, and even the coats not looking like lions that have been eating as much as they would like to. I must say this looks to me more like two adult lionesses and a sub-adult male. Just moving quietly through the bush, scanning, listening, smelling, looking. Well, just looking at this lioness, beautiful view. Look at the dappled light on her through the leaves. It's still early morning here in South Africa. The sun's only been up not even an hour. Linda, you were just wondering whether these lionesses might have a kill somewhere or some food that they've got stashed. But no, I don't think, as I said just now, I really think they haven't eaten, if I had to guess it, at least 3 or 4 days, maybe even a bit longer. Oh, look at that light, beautiful on the face. Amazing cats. So looking at their condition, I mean, they're not in starving condition, they're in good shape, but they are looking quite lean. In fact, in that male you could even see a little bit of ribs, but the lioness is looking a bit better, but good chance they might try a hunt. She's looking in the direction of those kudu. The others have moved around slightly, but I don't think the kudus are going to be surprised now, especially in this terrain. This is perfect kudu terrain. Kudu, in case you don't know, because unfortunately we couldn't see them, but no, many others of you perhaps. A kudu is a large antelope. Just the other day we had a couple of visitors here from America. In fact, that should be coming out today, I think today or tomorrow, the articles in Huffington Post and Slate. And when they saw the kudu, they said it looks a lot like moose, so a very moose-like antelope. I think that's what they're looking for, but the kudu have moved off, but they are slowly moving through the bush. We're going to try and move around. Hopefully we can see a bit more. It's quite tricky here, but we're going to let you go somewhere else for now, have a bit of adventure on foot, and we'll see you back with these lions in a bit.
Welcome back to the sunrise walking safari. We've managed to sort of almost jog up ahead of this buffalo, and we found this incredibly large termite mound, and there's probably about 200 that I can see so far, and they're slowly moving towards us, and the wind is near perfect. It's going across their face. Oh, excuse me, I got some ash. And we're just going to sit here quietly, because I think there's a strong possibility they might come all around us. It'll be an incredible experience to be immersed inside a breeding herd of buffalo. Very different from walking with Duggar boys. So a breeding herd do behave a lot more like cattle, and they will probably move away from us rather than ever being aggressive. But if we sit quietly up on top of this termite mound, there's a really awesome chance that they can get really close to us, and we might be able to see some incredible visuals of the herd from a very different angle from on the vehicle. And you can just hear them as they move through the bush. Sort of every now and then you hear the horns knocking together, and they are really noisy as they move through the bush. And there's a couple of bellows, but isn't this incredible being able to sit here with one of the biggest animals in the bush. So they're getting slowly closer to us. Oh, there's one that's come right much closer. John, if you move around a little bit, you can see the first one's through the drainage line. And coming through towards us. Isn't that incredible? And there's some more off to the right. There possibly might be a bit more than 200. Can't see all of them at the moment. So while we wait for these buffalo to get a little bit closer to us, let's go see what Peter's up to with the lions.
Sitting ons 'n bietjie basin on. As we just making our way around, it's actually quite a beautiful area here. You can see a little woodland, sort of mini tree forest here. Stunning section. Lots of red bush willow. So a little bit weaving and winding to get in here, but this should give us a beautiful view. Look at that. Lovely. What's he doing there? Oh, eating a bit of grass. Same as domestic dogs and cats do, they will quite often eat a little bit of grass to help with the digestive system. A bit of fiber in the morning, so to speak. Hello Jody, all the way from New Mexico, and Jody is also one of our Wild Earth family, one of the Zoomies helping to look after and control the cameras for us at the Woodholes. Jody, you're just wondering if it's normal for Pride members to break away from the Pride and go off on their own and then rejoin with the Pride. It is something that happens. Lionesses will, for instance, go off on their own to have cubs. Sometimes you'll have Pride splitting up a little bit, sometimes even for days, other times just for a few hours. Ooh, let me try and veer on this a little bit. Beautiful bit of interaction there, bit of bonding. Lions, of course, the only really social cats. I mean, you get with cheetahs, you get males forming coalitions similar to lions, but sort of really intimate social bond. You don't find that anywhere else. With cats, that's as well developed or as strong, if you want, with as with lions. Just if the signal breaks 1 or 2 seconds, we're just going through some thick stuff. Oh, this is beautiful. What a nice setting. Look at that. It's like a little tree cave almost where they're lying down. That's just a reminder, and to just talk you through it if you didn't catch us on the Sunset Safari yesterday. We will be stopping a little bit earlier today, in fact in about 2.5 minutes. We are working through a few, how shall we say, behind the scenes rehearsals. In other words, most of the time we do everything live with you, as you know, but there's a few things we have to test and check. And this is all part of the build up towards Big Cat Week, which essentially is on us. For you, if you're in North America or Canada, South America, that time zone, the first broadcast of Nat.Geo Wild USA for Big Cat Week will be prime time, which is very exciting. Friday night, which will be Saturday morning our time. So the Sunrise Safari Saturday should be a blast. But so is everyone. Every drive, as you've seen this morning, you might be sitting at the hyena den, and the next thing there's 3 lionesses. So it never ceases to surprise, it never ceases to amaze. So a bit of a shorter drive this morning, but fantastic content. Ellies, lions, hyenas, lots of things happening. Look at that. Happy days in the bush. And that goes for the lions and for us. Fantastic to have you with us this morning. Thanks for joining. We will see you this afternoon for the sunset safari. See you later.